In this video, I'm gonna show you my full review of the latest Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch launched this year in January. I'm gonna give you the most interesting and useful information about this timepiece, as well as features, thoughts, emotions, and other available information which I think is important to share with you today. Hello everyone, my name is Alexey, and in this channel I talk about best novelty watches from the best brands in the market. So if you want to stay up to date into the market, hit the subscribe button, put your likes and comments if you like my content to help me grow my channel. Alright guys, now let's jump into the video. The Omega Speedmaster is one of the most iconic out of the most iconic watches in the whole watchmaking industry. It has a unique history linked even to space travels. Something is unknown to many people, but the most liked Speedmaster models in this day and time were not initially purposed for space travels. In 1957 was the year when the watch was released and described just as a sports and racing chronograph watch, and that's it. The word professional was added to the Speedmaster between 1964 and 65, so the full name of this watch is the Omega Speedmaster Professional Moonwatch. The watch has since then been identified as NASA's go-to watch for space missions. And there was a phenomena that happened on Apollo 13 exploration, and that was a burst and explosion on one of the oxygen tanks, and that provoked vital failure inside the spacecraft. So the oxygen, which was for the crew, was quickly running out, as well as navigational and directional devices went out of control. So the astronauts had to fire the engines at a particular time to ensure safe return to the Earth's atmosphere at a certain right angle. So the watch had to play a vital role to save the mission and, what is more important, the lives of these people. So such a small and tiny piece had to play a vital mission to save these lives. The crew timed the discharge of the engines correctly, and the burners were accurately activated, so it made some type of record of 4 minutes and 24 seconds. So the Speedmaster used a total of 14 seconds to perform one of the smaller mid-course corrections before it got to Earth. The thing is that the wrong angle and incorrect activation of the burners would have resulted in the loss of lives for the crew. This is not easy to understand because it related to space missions activity, which we normal people don't have enough background to understand easily. So you can read more about it once again into the internet by yourself in the Wikipedia. So a Silver Snoopy award was given, which is a recognition given for making an important distinctions on space missions, and that was presented to the inventors of the Speedmaster timepiece. As a result, the watch became an icon and occupied its place as one of the most iconic timepieces in the industry. Due to this fact, the demand for the watch rose up and never dropped after that. And every respected watch collector knows this model very well, no matter he has this watch in his box or not. Now let's go to the details of this watch. There are two variations launched again as before, the one with a sapphire crystal and the one with the hazellite glass on. Regarding the hazellite variation, it is almost the same. The unique detail of the hazellite glass is that it was used during the first space mission, and that is why it is still popular, and Omega makes this variation again and again. The fact is that people were not using sapphire crystal for watches at those times. If, for example, the mission was today, I'm sure people would be using the sapphire variation only. The hazellite glass is scratchable, so take into account when you buy this. If you plan to wear this watch often, try taking the sapphire variation. But if you take it for collection purposes only, then you can take the hazellite variation if you want. Otherwise, I recommend you to take the sapphire variation only, because it has a proper scratch-resistant glass on it. Also keep in mind that if you take the hazellite variation and then would like to put the sapphire crystal on top of it, it is not possible. Please don't forget that. The shape of the glass is really different. Look-wise, you can see the difference in these two models by the logo on the dial. The logo of the sapphire crystal has a metallic look like this, and the hazellite, if you see, has a white color logo, which is easily visible if you look at it. Also, on the bracelet of the sapphire variation, there are two lines which are highly polished. You can see it here. Where on hazellite variation, the same lines are matte finished and brushed in design. So this is another way to know which model is sapphire and which one is a hazellite. As for the visual updates, no doubt that Omega did a great job. The new case is thinner and a bit more compact. The redesigned bracelet looks more elegant, and that will ensure much better comfort. It has a 5-link construction features, thinner center links, and a redesigned folding clasp with an engraved logo and 2-position micro-adjust. The vintage details of the bezel and the step dial are really nice additions that again makes this watch even more appealing than before. Now let's talk about the dial. The layout of the dial, I think, is just as elegant as the watch itself overall. For a long time, the dial has not quite changed. It is still stunning as it was before. The Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional Chronograph has a standard tachymeter housed inside it. There is a 30-minute counter on the 3 o'clock position, the 12 counter on the 6 o'clock, and a constant seconds counter on the 9 o'clock place. The design features the unique black and white contrast that is kind of signature to the Speedmaster models. The indexes, hour, minute, second hands, and the hour markers are done in white. The 3 counters are also white colored. This is very crucial for readability and would come in use if there are space explorations again. The case of the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch Professional Chronograph is measured at 42 mm in diameter. It warmly wraps around 7-inch wrists without the lug sticking out. The distance between lug is 20 mm. When worn with a steel bracelet, the 117 grams timepiece feels quite heavier on the wrist, as per what I feel. The bridges have a neat polished finish in one direction, while the perimeters are also rounded off pleasingly. For a very luxurious timepiece, the detailed working of the movement is exceptionally well done by the company and worth every penny spent. The caliber 1863 movement provides up to 48 hours of power reserve while also having 50 meters water resistance. Every aspect of the watch has been refined, upgraded and improved. The Speedmaster was already a great watch, and Omega has done an even greater one with this 2021 model. The new caliber 3861, which is inside this watch, has definitely a significant improvement over the previous variation, used since 1996, under the number 1861. So the 3861 2021 is a master chronometer certified. Accuracy is somewhere between 0 to plus 5 seconds per day. It can resist magnetic fields up to 15,000 Gauss. It is more shock resistant than the caliber 1861 and requires less frequent service because the warranty is 5 years, longer than for the previous variation. The case can withstand wild temperature fluctuations, rapid decompression, as well as high pressure, and you have a timepiece better suited for manned space missions than before. The caliber 3861 is not as brand new as it can be expected. The first time it was seen in March 2019, powering the all-gold Speedmaster Apollo 11 Anniversary Limited Edition, and after that it appeared in 2 more models. The transition from these limited production models to the standard stainless steel Professional was all but inevitable. It is still notable that the series 1861 and just 861 movements are being officially retired after 50 years of service into the Speedmaster. Comparing to the previous variation, the caliber 3861 in the new model counts 26 jewels versus only 18 in the caliber 1861. The Swiss lever escapement has been replaced by a coaxial escapement, and the hairspring is now made from silicone. The silicone material is the reason the watch is anti-magnetic up to 15,000 Gauss, and this is a minimal requirement to be able to get master chronometer certification by the MITAS. The regulating organ still beats at 3 Hz or 21,600 vibrations per hour. The power reserve, as I mentioned, 50 hours, which is a small increase over the 48 hours offered by the caliber 1861. And finally, it incorporates a hacking second mechanism, something that the Speedmaster never had in the past. Omega presents their in-house produced NATO straps for this timepiece, noting that the astronauts wore these NATO straps for their space explorations, due to much less possibility of the watch separating from the bracelet. This means that it is wearable in the modern day and is almost suited to any possible event. Of course, all these innovations aren't cheap. The Hazelight variation on the bracelet costs around $6,600, and the Sapphire variation, also on the bracelet, is around $1,000 more than that, $7,600. If you are lucky enough, you can get discount, but most of the time it is on fixed price. Of course, the strap variations are priced less than that. I'd like to mention a couple of words about the 3-to-1 movement watch, which is available in the market right now. It is, on the other hand, was the first movement ever used in the Omega Speedmaster collection in 1957. This is one more Omega Moonwatch available in the market right now, which is double in price than those which were launched in 2021. It is double more expensive due to several factors, which I want to tell you about. I'm sure the majority of viewers either haven't heard about this variation or have no idea why they have to pay double price for the Moonwatch, which in reality looks almost the same as the actual one. There are several reasons why this variation is so expensive. First one, and the most important reason, is the quality of the mechanism. The caliber 3-1 is assembled by only one watchmaker, which makes it really limited in production and usually never available on the spot, and you will have to wait for it after you order it. The second reason, as I mentioned, is the quality. There is a lot to talk about the spare parts used there. You can read these details in the internet. For example, a Breguet hairspring inside this watch. In the industry, the movement of this watch is called Lemania caliber. It was used by Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet and even Rolex. So it's a high-end mechanism, and that is the reason it is so expensive. Please check the internet for more details about it. Recently, I made another video related to this Moonwatch. There is a lot of general information which I haven't covered in this video. You can see now links popping up around. You can also find the link of this video in the description box. Please check it out. I also have on my channel several more different reviews on Omega watches, such as a Constellation 41mm, the latest one, the information about Snoopy watch, the video about the latest Seamaster 300 variation as well. Please check them out. They are popping out right now on the screen, or you can also find them in the description area. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button, put your likes, leave comments and share this video on your Facebook pages or with your friends. It helps to grow my channel. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.